Hi and welcome to Queen of Sheba Yemeni Food and Recipes. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make Aseed or Aseeda, which is a large Arab-style dumpling made from boiled flour, and it can be eaten with sweet toppings such as honey and butter, or also it can be eaten with savory toppings such as meat or chicken broth. The first step is to make the broth. For the broth I'm making today, I'm going to be using beef, but you could also substitute chicken or lamb. The first step is to heat the oil and cook the onions, the garlic, and the chilies until they are browned, about 5 to 10 minutes. Then you can go ahead and add the spices, tomato sauce, and your meat, and brown it on both sides for about 5 to 10 minutes. Once the meat is browned, you can add your water and cover and cook until the meat is soft. Separate the meat from the broth by running it through a strainer. If you would like to thicken your broth up, you can add to it 1 to 2 tablespoons of white flour. First adding the broth a little bit at a time to the flour to make a paste. This prevents lumps. If you still get lumps, don't worry, just run it through a colander and that will take out any lumps. The second step is to prepare the Aseeda dough. To do this, you need to boil your water, 3 1/3 cup of water, salt and butter. Once the water is boiling, you can add your flours all together. If you sift the flours before, it will make less lumps at this stage. Quickly stir your flours into the water and make a paste. Remove it from the heat. Now you want to knead your dough into a smooth dough without any lumps. You can do this by hand using a large wooden stick and pulling the stick in the dough towards you, pushing the dough towards the side of the pot and repeating this motion. You can put a towel next to the pot because it's going to be hot and it might burn you. Also, if you don't want to do it by hand, you can use a mixer and a dough hook. And this will really take all the work out of making Aseeda because it's so easy just to knead it with the dough hook. This takes about 10 to 15 minutes of kneading until the dough is completely smooth and there's no lumps. Once that happens, you can heat 1 1/2 cups of water in the same pot and return the dough to the pot a little bit broken up. And cook this dough for about 20 to 30 minutes. So I put my dough back into the KitchenAid mixer. You can see it's lumpy. It's kind of lumpy again. But that's okay. Just knead it for another 10 to 15 minutes and it'll become smooth. This time smoother than before. Once that's done, you can prepare your plate and your hands by greasing them well. The dough is very sticky and you probably won't be able to handle it unless you grease your hands. Take the dough into a ball and place it on the plate. Fold the dough from the outside to the inside, moving around all sides of the dough and smoothing it at the same time. Then flip the dough over. It should be smooth on top. If it's not smooth on top, you can try the folding motion again by pulling the dough and folding it over, pulling the dough and folding it over. Now you can make a small indentation or a medium sized indentation in the middle of the Aseeda dough using the bottom of a cup or a ladle or a bowl, any type of round object, and pressing it in. Those you can also use your thumb. Press your thumb into the middle of the dough and the other fingers anchoring on the outside of the dough, and just turn your hand all the way around the dough, and that will make a nice circle. Now it's time to assemble the Aseeda. If you would like, melt a couple tablespoons of butter and pour around the base of the Aseeda and over it a little bit. Next, add the prepared meat broth in the center well of the Aseeda. You can serve this Aseeda with lime, hulba, or zahawag. If you want the recipe for hulba and zahawag, you can check out the Shiba Yemeni Foods channel. Another way to eat the Aseeda is sweet. You can add a 1/4 cup of melted butter into the center well and a 1/4 or a 1/2 cup of honey around the outside of the Aseeda dough. Thanks for watching this video on how to make Aseeda. If you're interested in learning more about Yemeni food and recipes, you can check out the Shiba Yemeni Foods channel and subscribe.